Good evening and welcome to Friday's Granada Reports.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Here's what's coming up tonight.
The driver who killed Marie had been repeatedly warned that his eyesight wasn't good enough for him to get behind the wheel. Her heartbroken children have vowed to change the law to make sure every driver can see clearly and that roads are safer for all.
It beggars belief when this man could not see his own hand in front of his face.
Yeah. He drove by peripheral vision. That was it. So, and when he hit Mum and Grace, he thought it was a bag of rubbish.
Bittersweet success for Ellie Edwards' dad and his best mate as their documentary about grief, healing and hope scoops the prestigious awards. Tim Edwards and John May join us live in the studio.
Why Rochdale's promotion showdown with York could be the most thrilling ending to a football season ever.
My name's Lindsay.
My name's Rosie.
My name's Louise, and we are the Scouse House from Graham Norton's brand new show, The Neighbourhood. We'll be chatting to Carl at the end of the programme.
Don't miss it.
Ooh, the Scouse House.
Uwe.
And looking gorgeous today, plenty of sunshine on offer with a blooming, lovely forecast for the weekend. All the details coming up.
So please stay with us for all of that. First tonight, the family of a grandmother who was killed by a driver whose eyesight wasn't good enough want changes in the law to make the road safer.
Marie Cunningham and her friend Grace Folds were struck down and killed in Southport in 2021. Motorist Glyn Jones knew he shouldn't be driving, but did it anyway.
Marie's children have spearheaded the Sight Safe campaign, pushing for drivers to have regular eye tests when they renew their licence.
Yeah, it's thought as many as 2.1 million licence holders may not meet the standard. Our reporter Zoe Muldoon has more.
That was my mum's 75th birthday party.
Sue and Terry spoke to their mum Marie every day. But on the 30th of November 2021, they talked for the final time. Marie Cunningham and her friend Grace Folds were crossing a road in Southport when they were hit and killed by a driver with a serious eyesight condition.
Mum was one of 9, so you could imagine, her social life. Her calendar was always full.
Glyn Jones was repeatedly told not to drive by health professionals, but he ignored every warning. Jones, who was 65 at the time, was jailed for 7 years in 2023.
It beggars belief when this man could not see his own hand in front of his face.
He drove by peripheral vision. That was it. So, and when he hit Mum and Grace, he thought it was a bag of rubbish because the newspaper went down the side of his window.
The most heartbreaking thing is that your mum's death was completely avoidable.
Yeah, definitely.
If Glyn Jones would have done the right thing and hung his keys up, it shouldn't be for the families to encourage, but Mum's death could have been avoided. Grace's death could have been avoided.
The government's currently asking the public for their views on new road safety plans, which includes compulsory eye tests every 3 years for drivers over 70. But Sue and Terry say that doesn't go far enough.
We're asking for every driver to have a sight test every 10 years when they renew their car driving licence.
We definitely support their consultation for mandatory eyesight testing for over 70s at renewal. But the College of Optometrists would like to see this go further for mandatory sight testing for all drivers at licence application and renewal.
An inquest into the deaths of Marie and Grace, along with 2 other pedestrians, found that as many as 2.1 million UK licence holders may not meet the legal visual standard to drive because of a lack of regular testing.
This isn't about blaming over 70s, it's not about blaming pensioners, is it, this campaign?
No. This never started out with picking on older drivers. Glyn Jones was 65 and he was told for a minimum of 10 years before that, so he would have been in his 50s.
The system would have worked. My mum would still be here. I don't want to hear that another family have gone through this.
The family is using their Safe Sight campaign to encourage people to have their say in the government consultation and potentially save thousands of lives.
Zoe Muldoon there. Well, let's take a look at some more of the day's news now. And a man's being charged with murder after a head teacher from Greater Manchester was killed in a crash. Michael Mullins was the head of Stretford Grammar School for 17 years. He was knocked down on Paddock Lane in Altrincham on Monday while cycling home from work. Simon Richardson, who's 34 and of no fixed address, faces charges including murder, manslaughter and dangerous driving.
A ship's got stuck on a beach on the Isle of Man after its anchor chain broke during strong winds. The 60-year-old ship was unable to enter Ramsey Harbour due to a lack of capacity. Tides mean the French vessel is likely to be stuck for a few weeks.
A Manx veteran's hoping to make history this Sunday as the first wheelchair user from the island to finish the London Marathon. Mike Ryan's taking on the challenge despite not training for 9 months because of an injury. He's raising money for a mental health charity after suffering PTSD.
You don't have to be down on your luck financially, physically. You can have the best looks in the world, everything going well for you. And if your mindset's not right, it can destroy everything.
Yeah, wishing Mike all the very best on Sunday, and you can watch more of that interview with him on our streaming service. That's ITVX. Just head to categories and then choose news.
Peter Kay's homecoming shows at Bolton's Albert Hall sold out in less than an hour this morning. The 4 dates are in aid of Bolton Hospice and were only available to people with a BL postcode. Well, next to a huge award for a documentary made by 2 men from Merseyside that's about grief, healing and also hope. Yeah, the inspiring film by comedian John May and Tim Edwards, whose daughter Ellie was murdered in a Wirral pub shooting, has won a major prize at the Beverly Hills Film Festival. Well, Tim's been vocal about the effect her death has had on him and the family. And in an effort to help end gun and gang violence, Tim joined John in a walk all the way from Land's End to John O'Groats. They documented their journey in a film titled The Two of Us. Let's have a look.
Thank you to John. I've said it to him many times, and I've thanked him for allowing me to come on this journey. But I'd like to thank him for basically saving me life, and forever and a day I'll be grateful for that.
Well, Tim and John join us now. Firstly, congratulations. You're not long back from Beverly Hills, are you? That must have been an absolutely pinch-me moment.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit, I'd say.
Still waiting for it to sink in, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I mean, we produced and made this film, and you know, starting off on a walk, we met in Worcester, and to, you know, be in a Beverly Hills hotel, getting an award. It's like we've come such a long way together, haven't we?
Yeah,
you know?
It's like, when's it gonna end?
Yeah, exactly.
It just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's a lot to take in. Yeah.
And a lot to take in on a documentary you never planned on making in the first place.
No, definitely not. No, we had no foresight of what was going to come from the walk. It was just us 2 walking to John O'Groats, you know, raising awareness and having a laugh along the way as much as we could, suffering through the hard times and supporting each other.
I think me coming back, it's like, well, you know, I was going for a restart and coming back, well, what do we do? Let's start a production company. Yeah. And for our first project, to go to Rain Dance and then Beverly Hills, it's such, we're so proud and we're made up, you know.
Yeah,
it's
and
amazing.
as you should be, because it's absolutely brilliant, because it's not all about the grief. There's so many joyful moments in there as well. How did it land in America? Did they understand the accent? Did you need subtitles?
Well, I was worried because I thought they're just not going to get us. The pause because I was like, we forgot to put subtitles on the film, and we were like, maybe you should have put subtitles on it. But it really come across really well, and then the story obviously resonated with the audience, and that was the moment where the realisation was that, okay, this has got an international audience, because everybody gets the story.
That's it.
And gone through similar things in their life, so I think people get it.
Yeah, like taking Liverpool to Beverly Hills, but we've also been selected for the Melbourne Documentary Festival in Australia as well. Wow. So it's just amazing that this Liverpool story, which spanned the country, is resonating with people around the world, and I'm so proud. The other thing
as well, it's always been for me is about getting Ellie's name out there, you know, making sure she was remembered and never forgotten, and I made that promise to her, but didn't have a clue how that was going to work out, to be fair, and now her name's known in Hollywood, you know, all over the UK, and now going to Australia, and You couldn't ask for any more. It should be made up.
How bittersweet is that, Tim?
Yeah, it is. It's a bittersweet pill. I mean, I would swap everything to have her, you know, here with me now and just living that life as it was before. But, you know, that's not going to happen. So to get something as positive as this out of an awful situation, it's the best thing that we could do for Ellie and for other people, because you know the film is helping other people with mental health issues.
I think you're inspiring people.
Yeah.
By you're showing your strength, and people who are suffering from mental health, you know, we're bearing our soul to hairy old men, you know, and I think other men are seeing it and going, well, you know, they're giving themselves permission to bear their soul, so will I, and that it is helping people.
And do you still go out for walks? Are you still mates? Because we did see some bust-ups in the documentary, didn't we?
Bust-ups
Are you still friends?
We fight like cat and dog.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
But that's what makes us mates.
It is, yeah. That's how close we are, you know. And if we never had a row, it wouldn't be real,
exactly.
would it? So,
but Owen Ward, the director, he's done an amazing job on this. This is his first project, and
everyone involved's been a local talent that's created this. You know, we've got a young lad who composed Ellie's tune and the music to the document called Paddy Bennett, and he's a young lad who's going to LIPA in Liverpool, got involved, and he's brilliant. What a cool kid. We took him to LA with us. Owen Ward's directed. So it's all local talent, which is even better.
Well, it's just fantastic. Good luck with Australia. Good luck trying to find a great streaming platform for it. And thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, thanks for everything.
Well, next tonight, a fire at Trafford Park sent a huge plume of smoke into the skies over Greater Manchester today.
Yeah, it could be seen for miles and miles. Anna Yosef is at the scene tonight. Anna?
Well, Rob, I happened to be driving on the M60 just after 1:30 today when I saw this huge black cloud of smoke spread across the sky. Some people reported seeing it in Bolton, Stockport, even Staffordshire. Well, that smoke was coming from a large fire at a factory on industrial premises on Clarence Avenue in Trafford Park, and there were reports that chemicals and oil drums were stored nearby. Now, we understand that no one has needed any hospital treatment, fortunately, but several companies in the area had to be evacuated, and there have been significant road closures around here. These are some of the eyewitnesses who worked locally that I spoke to.
We've just seen a bit of chaos, loads of smoke going across, everyone's in a bit of panic. It was just a little flames and this black smoke just started going everywhere. It was a bit chaotic.
I walked a bit closer and I saw some really red, like bright red flames just coming up, and then a huge, almost like mushroom clouds of smoke.
Flames bellowing, and obviously just worried for the people in there, because obviously it's a big industrial estate, lots of people working on it.
Now, the cause of the fire isn't yet known, and people are being urged to continue to stay away from the area. I do understand now that the blaze is under control, but that fire crews will be remaining at the scene overnight just to make sure that everything's safe.
Anna, in Trafford tonight, many thanks.
You're watching Granada Reports. Time for sport and lots to get through this evening, but we have got to start in Rochdale. Here's Mike.
Yeah, that's right. This is a massive moment for the town and its football club. It is 3 years this week since Rochdale were relegated from the Football League for the first time in more than a century. Well, tomorrow they can seal their return. It's their final game of the season at home to the leaders of the National League, York City. A win for Dale and they are promoted. David Chisnall reports.
These are times for cool heads at Rochdale, with the glare of the footballing world on their end-of-season showdown with title rivals York City. This 99th minute winner against Braintree in their last game saw delight for Dale and a pity for City, whose players watched on as their promotion party was postponed. Rochdale now face York at home in a unique finale to an incredible season where both sides have amassed more than 100 points in the National League. But with only the champions promoted automatically to the Football League.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've set up an amazing game for the town, and yeah, we can't wait. We all had a little look and thought that could be exciting. You've obviously got 45 games before this one, so try and do your best in all of them and hope you might have it wrapped up by then, but it's come down to this and it'll be an amazing occasion.
I'm not aware of a showdown shootout on the final day. Two teams who are at the top. It's a travesty, really, that us and York aren't already celebrating. But maybe this unique fixture that's never come around before is the awareness that everyone needs to implement some fairness from here on in.
Well, one man who remembers Rochdale's first promotion is their kitman and honorary life vice president.
1969, I was 18, I think. That was the first time we got promoted, and I've seen everything since, the ups and downs a lot. To get 808 points, because we're going to win tomorrow. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Everybody's up for it. They all know we're going to win, so that's it.
It's not in doubt.
No doubt about it, we're going to win.
Cuts inside and slams one home. 3 years on from Dale's demotion from the Football League and being saved from going bust by the Ogden family, those who've been through the lows now want to end the season on the highest of highs.
This club saved my career as well. You know, I didn't have a club really. I thought I was going nowhere, and Rochdale come along, obviously not in the best situation, and I played through that time, and thankfully we're out of it, and Rochdale's kept the faith in me. There's nothing more I want than to get this club back to where it belongs.
We're in an amazing place emotionally after the last few wins and how they've taken place and how they may have impacted the opponent in the final minutes and everything else. We bounce into this game. You know, I have the sway of a whole town arriving at our stadium on Saturday ready to roll, and yeah, it's amazing really.
A sellout crowd of 10,000 will pack into Rochdale Stadium for this one after 45 league games and well over 4,000 minutes of football. Dale's dreams rest on the final 90. David Chisnell, ITV News.
Yeah, best of luck to Rochdale tomorrow. Now, it is 3 years since Manchester City lifted the FA Cup as part of the treble. Well, they're off to Wembley tomorrow for a semi-final showdown with Southampton. It's City's second trip to the National Stadium in the space of just 5 weeks after beating Arsenal there to win the League Cup. A win tomorrow and they'll face either Chelsea or Leeds in the final. Their manager hopes the club's announcement on a freeze on season ticket prices next season will lift fans' spirits further.
No increase the season tickets means a lot. Again, how special is this club? So how good it is. So hopefully, tomorrow they come back, and especially at the end of the season, the last 2-3 games at home that still we have, they can be there.
Now then, how about this for an image? Pure joy on the face of Salford City manager Carl Robinson. And with good reason, Salford beat the League Two leaders Bromley 2-0 last night to move into the automatic promotion places. They have one game left. Could this be the year they finally climb into League One? To Rugby League and a milestone moment in the career of Josh Charnley. The league winger made his 400th career appearance at home to Huddersfield in Super League last night, and he celebrated with 2 tries as the Leopards won by 30 points to 16. Tonight there's a huge local derby as Warrington Wolves welcome Wigan Warriors to the Halliwell Jones Stadium. Warrington currently 4th in the table, Wigan 5th after 3 straight league defeats.
It doesn't get much bigger than Wigan and Warrington. There's a bit of history between the two clubs, certainly since I've been here. So Friday night back at home, it's the first time I think since round 1 as well, under the lights. So we're looking forward to that, and putting on a great show.
The injuries are never an excuse. The players that are here are all good enough to play a little bit better than we have been doing. So my role doesn't change that much. Challenges come through the year, but I'm used to that now, and I understand my responsibilities, and we're excited about the next game we've got.
To darts, and he's done it again. Luke Littler was on the receiving end of boos throughout the night as the Premier League arrived in Liverpool, but the Manchester United fan rose above it to win the night. The Warrington teenager beat Johnny Clayton 6-1 in the final. Next to bitter disappointment for Manchester basketball, who lost in their big European final. They were beaten by Polish side Dziki Warszawa in the final of the European North Basketball League. It ended 109 points to 97, but a great campaign from Manchester.
Getting that winning feeling. FOW, sponsor of the Granada Sport Report.
And finally, 2 emotional scenes at Ewood Park today, where Blackburn Rovers supporters have been paying tribute to the late Tony Parks. They've been laying flowers and signing a book of condolence after the very sad news yesterday that the Rovers legend had died at the age of 76. Tony spent 34 years playing and coaching for Blackburn, making more than 400 appearances for the club. And there'll be more tributes to Tony at Blackburn's final home game of the season. That is on May the 2nd. And that is it from me tonight, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. But just before you go, can you imagine being a Rochdale fan tomorrow?
This is huge.
It's tense.
We see it many, many times when teams drop out of the Football League, they don't always get the chance to get back. Rochdale have got that chance within 3 years. They've got to take it because you never know if it's going to happen again. So huge day for them. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Good luck. Now, despite the sunshine, if you've had a tough week and fancy a night in front of the box, I mean, who doesn't, then definitely you need to stay tuned to ITV. Not only is it the I'm a Celebrity live final with local lads Adam Thomas and Craig Charles battling it out to be South Africa's legend, but there's also the launch of a brand new reality show.
Yeah, The Neighbourhood starts tonight and sees contestants move out of their homes for a month into a purpose-built film set in the heart of the Peak District to compete for a possible, get this, £250,000. The show's hosted by Graham Norton and the, quote, Scouse House will represent the North West.
Well, our entertainment correspondent did the neighbourly thing and went to snoop around their home in the heart of Liverpool city centre.
Welcome to The Neighbourhood, where you don't just have to get on with the people next door, you've got to beat them. Let the games begin.
Welcome to the Scouse House, get to ours.
My name's Lindsay.
My name's Rosie.
And my name's Louise, and we are
the Scouse House.
We're here in the city centre of Liverpool, and you guys literally moved house to the Peak District to be part of Neighbourhood, the brand new programme hosted by Graham Norton. You guys are in it.
I know.
Can you believe it? What is it all about?
It basically is a reality competition show where 6 households move into a cul-de-sac with the aim to win £250,000.
What?
I know. So the aim of the game is to get on with your neighbours, but also you've got to vote them out with removal signs.
Walk over to the house you'd like to remove and plant that sign outside the front door. Game on.
This is so intense.
We made it last year.
Yes.
In the sunshine in Derbyshire, and so it's great that it's finally going to be on air. There's a game with gnomes, but there's like 2,500 gnomes. This does not sound like gripping television, but trust me, it's amazing.
You actually have to move into this close, don't you?
Yeah. So Rosie's my partner and Louise is my twin sister. So also these two are best mates as well. We all met working in McDonald's like years ago. Me and Rosie got together, and we've been living together for about 5-6 years now.
Is it a set with real houses that you move into?
360 TV set. Everywhere you look, it's real. There's nothing that kind of breaks the illusion while you're there, is it?
Fully
Like
immersed.
you fully move into this little village, basically. Ours is the Yellow House.
It's like Ballamore.
Yeah, it is. Everyone always says I look like Penny Pocket as well. Maybe I'm just like living that out. Front, back garden and everything. And we came from a flat in the city centre, so we were living it up, weren't we, girls?
Living the dream.
Yeah, it's one of them when you walk in and the staircase is in the middle. Couldn't believe it.
Poetic, I love it.
The first removal will take place in 1 hour. Being Scousers, like every other Scouser, we're proud Scousers, so we were very much like excited to be like representing the North West and specifically like Liverpool, and also the queer representation as well. We're the first queer household.
Apparently you've got a message for the host Graham Norton, haven't you?
Yes, of course. It goes like this. Graham, we love you and we miss you and we want to be on your couch one day. The Scouse House.
Ooh, I think he's gonna love that.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. He requested that actually.
It's not just about keeping up with the Joneses. You're here to beat them.
Looks amazing,
Oh,
doesn't
it's
it?
proper good, that.
And that was Caroline Whitmore being serenaded there by Scouse House.
Serenaded indeed. Let's get the weather. Here's Emma.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, very good evening to you. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. You will be when I show you the forecast in just a moment. Our Granada viewers and photo contributors are absolutely right on it with an up-to-date photo of the tall ship that ran aground in the Isle of Man this week. And I think we could all do with a bit of splashing around this weekend. Temperatures will be fine and warm by day, some hazier sunshine than we had today. But I think it'll be quite pleasant, not too hot, not too cold, not like it can get in the summer. Some chilly nights on the cards as well, but not as cold as it has been just recently, but still, farmers and gardeners, beware. Don't let your guard down just yet. There will be some patchy frost out in the countryside. There aren't too many isobars, as you can see on the pressure chart. That means light winds and a bit of a change in wind direction over the next 48 hours, but in actual fact they're so light that they don't really affect our part of the world too much. This high pressure staying in place for the foreseeable future, but there could be a change around next weekend, and of course that's the long bank holiday weekend. Maybe just a little bit more unsettled at that point, but until then, no appreciable rain in the forecast, possibly 1 or 2 heavier showers on Monday. But rewinding to the next few hours, largely clear overnight, some isolated mist and fog patches and patchy frost developing in a vast range of temperatures. -2 Celsius out in the countryside, 5 or 6 Celsius through towns and cities, but over higher ground like the Pennines, 8 to 10 Celsius. Into tomorrow morning, the sun's up about 10 to 6. It stretches out to 8:30 in the evening. Any early patchy frost will melt away. We're a bit more in the way of higher cloud around tomorrow than today, so some hazy sunshine, but still temperatures climbing. 21 is 70 Fahrenheit. Clear overnight, not as cold as the last few nights, and on Sunday, fine and warm again.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Thanks, Em. It's looking gorgeous this weekend.
Very, very nice. Anne's here with the late update of news at 10 from all the team. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Sunshine. Sun.